Hi everybody, we are back with 10 blind dates. Woo! Okay, so we are in a bit of trouble. Sophie's in a bit of trouble because she made a evil Joe mad. That's why you don't. Why would they talk about them right across from them? Anyway, but we almost done. We halfway through. We on the 5th date. So, Saturday, December 26th. Blind date number 5. Evil Joe's pick. Olivia and I show up to Nana's after the slowest day of work ever to find the house bursting. Alright, let me stop reading like that. Bursting with people. I would have thought 2 days without any dates would have made the excitement wear off. But it seems to have had the opposite effect. Since Charlie, Wes, and Olivia go to the same high school as the Evil Joes, they came up with a signal if they think that they came up with a signal if they think I should use the get out of date free card, dragging a finger across their neck. Obviously, Charlie picked it. Miss Aunt Maggie May is standing over the betting chart that's in the middle of the table. Camille, why are you picking such an early time? Sophie won't be home that soon. Aunt Maggie May has been pretty obnoxious, telling everyone how wonderful this boy is and what a fantastic time we're going to have. It's dinner and a movie, Uncle Sal says. I would think it's pretty easy to figure out how soon it will be over. I'm still in the lead for the best date, Sarah reminds everyone. The Evil Joes are here, without boyfriends, this time. So I guess this isn't a triple date sort of thing. But I'm still a little nervous about one-on-one with a guy they chose. I decide to ignore them and check on Margot while I'm waiting. Me. How's Anna today? Margot. Same. Still stuck in that plastic box, and everyone wants to go in during visiting hours, but there are too many of us, so we have to pick, and of course whoever I don't pick gets their feelings hurt, and then there's so much time that's just sitting around waiting for the next set of visiting hours. Oh God, that sounds miserable. As much as I want to be down there, I'm glad I'm not. Me. Need me to fake an illness? That would bring Mom and Dad home? It would save me from my date tonight. Margot. You should be worried about that date. Seems too easy. Have you checked what's playing? Me. Yeah. There are a few good movies out. So, maybe I'm overreacting. Margot. I don't think so. Me. Oh, by the way, Griffin showed up here on Christmas Eve and then left me a gift. Margot. Dot, dot, dot. How did it feel seeing him? Me. Weird. Like, he's so familiar, but it's also like I don't know him at all anymore. Margot. Did you at least get something good? Me. If a charm bracelet with our initials is good on it, is good. Oh, and he bought me and he bought me it after we broke up. Margot. Ew, it's not. Sophie, you need to get dressed. He'll be here any minute. Sophie, you need to get dressed. He'll be here any minute, Aunt Maggie May says. I look down at my clothes. I've got on my comfiest pair of jeans, which belonged to Jake when he was in middle school, and are worn out in all the right spots. And a t-shirt I stole from Olivia 2 years ago. It is safe to say I did not dress to impress. I am dressed, I answer back. Her forehead scrunches up, and I know she's dying to say something. Thankfully, she refrains. A loud cry from upstairs catches everyone's attention. We look up to see Mary, one of Aunt Kelsey's daughters, standing in the hall with tears racing down her cheeks. I can't find Hannah Head, she squeals. Those 5 words get everyone moving. Hannah Head is what's left of a doll our old cousin Hannah gave Mary for her birthday years ago. Mary named her Hannah, but then, as she lost limb after limb, finally the torso, Hannah became Hannah Head. The same head now accompanies her everywhere. And Mary likes to wrap the hair around her index finger so she can sniff it while sucking her thumb. Hannah Head has dried snot in her hair. Hannah Head has dried snot in her hair and one eye missing, but she's Mary's prized possession, and we all know there will be no peace until she's found. My family scatters, each taking a different part of the house. I head straight to the family room where she was watching a movie earlier, and get down on my hands and knees to search under the couch. I see that head pushed back toward the center, and I have to lie down on the floor and stretch my arm underneath to grab it. Once I have Hannah Head in my possession, I hurry toward the stairs. But instead of finding Mary and my family, I see a guy standing there looking a little lost. After my meeting with Aiden and Brett, he's exactly what I would expect one of their friends to look like. Very cookie cutter with the short brown hair, muscular build, and warm brown eyes, wrapped up in a button-down and khakis. Hey, I'm Sophie, I say. He looks from the doll's head to me, and I see the disgust there. Oh, this belongs to my little cousin. Hold on. I move to the stairs and call for Mary. She comes racing up and launches herself at me when she sees what I'm holding. Within seconds, that crusty brown doll's hair is wrapped around her finger, and her thumb goes straight to her mouth. I hear her take a big inhale as she walks away. That thing looked pretty nasty, the guy says. It is, but I hate him saying it. She loves that doll, I say. The rest of the family trickles back in, and the evil Joes push their way to us. Oh, Nathan, you're here, Mary Jo says. She pulls his arm, bringing him closer to me. Nathan Henderson. This is my cousin, Sophie Patrick. He nods. Nice to meet you. I nod back, but don't say anything. Charlie and Wes close and come up behind me, and I turn to gauge their reaction. Charlie stares at Nathan, then shrugs. Wes leans in close and whispers, "He's new. Moved here a few months ago, so we don't really know him." Olivia steps in front of me. "Hey, Nathan. I'm Sophie's cousin Olivia. So, where are you taking her tonight?" He shrugs. "I thought we'd grab something to eat and then catch a movie." "Sounds fun," I say, then motion for Nathan to head out the front door. The sooner this date begins, the sooner it will end. Just before I'm out the house, Olivia whispers, "We'll see you at the movies." Charlie and Olivia are going to a movie too, for backup. I'm not sure if they invited Wes or not. I don't look back at her, but I nod, then follow Nathan to his truck, which is jacked up to a ridiculous height. He opens the door for me and then helps me inside. "Ready to go?" Nathan asks once we're both inside. I nod again and realize if I didn't start talking soon, he was going to think I was incapable of conversation. So I ask, "I heard you knew. Where did you move from?" "Dallas," he answers. "My dad got transferred for his job." We ride in silence another few minutes. I glance around his truck, trying to get some idea of what he's like, and spot an air freshener with the Hooters logo hanging from the rear view mirror. Okay. He pulls into the drive-through lane of a fast food burger place. Is this cool?" he asks. I nod again. "Is this cool?" he asks. I nod again, trying to keep the disbelief off my face. I'm not assuming he should take me to a 5-star restaurant, but I was hoping at least I wouldn't be eating in my lap. We drive up to the intercom, and a voice crackles through the system. "Can I take your order?" Nathan leans out the window and says, "I'll have a double bacon cheeseburger with everything. Large fry, large Coke." "Will that be all?" He spins around to me. "What do you want?" I guess chicken nuggets." "You want the meal?" he asks. I shrug. "Sure." He rattles off my order and drives to the window. Once we have our food, he's unwrapping his burger before we even get out the parking lot. "Here's yours," he says, handing me a bag. So I guess we're not even going to pull over to eat. He's trying to drive while chowing down on his huge burger, and mayo and mustard and bits of tomato are flying through the air with each bite he takes. I notice it's full of onions too, so there's a really good chance I won't be breaking my goodnight kiss dry spell. I keep one hand close to the center console in case I need to grab the wheel. We talk a little, but it's the most basic form of small talk. And suddenly, I hate that the movie theater is on the other side of town. My phone dings and I take a peek while Nathan is slurping the last little bit of his Coke from his drink. Margot, I didn't get a pic for this one. Is he cute? Me, kinda. We're not clicking though. This is going to be a long night. Margot, that stinks. You can always fake a headache and go home early. Me, yeah, I feel something coming on. Who are you texting? Nathan asks. Your ex-boyfriend? MJ told me all about him. No, I say pointedly, my sister. She had a baby a few days ago, and they're both still in the hospital. I wait for him to ask me how they are, but nothing. Yep, I definitely feel a headache coming on. For the first time, I look out the window and realize we're on some random road in the middle of nowhere. Oh my God, he's a serial killer. And he's taking me to the woods to kill me. I thought we were going to the movies, I ask. There's this cool drive-in movie place right outside of town. I think you'll really like it. I've never been to a drive-in movie. It does sound kind of cool. If I were anyone but Nathan. But I need to let Olivia and Charlie know that we won't be at the regular theater in town. I give them directions just in case he does dump my dead body in the middle of nowhere. Just as I fire off a text to them, we turn off the highway onto a gravel road. Under a vintage-looking sign that doesn't look restored. In fact, it looks like it's missing most of the bulbs. Okay, so now I'm convinced I'm going to die. I twist around in my seat trying to get my bearings when we stop at a small booth. There's a middle-aged guy inside who sells us our tickets. Tune into FM 94.3 to hear the audio, he says, just before we drive away. There are a few other cars scattered around. I take a deep breath. I'm definitely just being paranoid, right? Once we pull into our spot, Nathan flips on the radio. There's some cheesy elevator music floats through the speaker. The gigantic screen up ahead is blank. We're parked on a gravel plot, but the surrounding area is full of overgrown weeds and bushes. It's dark outside and all a little creepy. So what movie is playing? I ask. Nathan makes a show of looking around. I'm not sure. I think it's a Christmas one, though. Have you ever been here? I ask. He shakes his head. Nah, MJ told me about it, though. Sounded cool. I scan the area and see a giant shop on the far side of the lot. This is so bizarre. I check my phone discreetly, but neither Olivia or Charlie has replied yet. I scan the other cars. Have you noticed all of the other cars only have one person in them? He turns and takes in each vehicle. Well, maybe their dates are in the gift shop. Or in the bathroom. I turn back to the gift shop. The building isn't much bigger than Nana's kitchen. It must be pretty crowded in there. The music crackles and I see lights flicker on the screen. Here we go. On the screen, two girls in elf hats hats and skimpy costumes are in a workshop surrounded by old-timey looking toys. Those are some seriously cute elves, Nathan says, his eyes glued to the screen. My upper lip curls. That one on the left especially, he adds. Okay, he's the worst date ever. I check my phone again, willing Olivia and Charlie to respond. I may not have to lie about this headache. Then a very muscular Santa comes on screen, wearing only pants and a Santa hat. There seems to be a great deal of oil lathered over his bare chest. What is happening? It only takes another 20 seconds to tell what kind of movie this is. The two elves start talking about how bad they've been. And in a couple of seconds, they're only wearing the elf hats. And nothing else. Repeat, nothing else. And don't get me started on the sounds coming out of the stereo. I whip to look at Nathan, who was yet to tear his gaze from the huge screen in front of us. At least he seems surprised. How did I not know about this drive-in before tonight? He asks. And that's the last straw. I jump out of the car and run to the gift shop, nearly tripping on every stick and rock in my path while I pull the contacts up in my phone. Wes answers on the second ring. What's wrong? He asks. Can you come get me? Please? Pretty please? Like right now? My voice is about 2 octaves. Sorry, let me do that again. Can you come get me? Please? Pretty please? Like right now? My voice is about 2 octaves higher than normal. Where are you? I'll send you a pic. I'm okay, but I can't stay here, and I don't want to ride back with him. There's a gift shop. I'll be in there. And Evil Joes are evil. I end the call and send him a pic just as I push through the gift shop doors. My eyes are assaulted by the posters and books and toys and, oh my good God, things I wish I didn't know existed. There's a woman behind the counter who seems surprised when she sees me. She looks as old as Nana. Her hair is an orangey yellow, and it's piled up about a foot high on top of her head. Her name tag reads Alma. She gets a cigarette. She has a cigarette in one hand, and smoke circles her like a halo. Hey, hon, what can I help you with? Do you have a bathroom? She nods and gestures to the door on her left. I glance out of the window and see Nathan barreling toward the gift shop. I point to her and say, "Tell that guy our date is over. I have someone else on the way to pick me up." And then I race to the bathroom. I can hear Alma relaying my message, but it doesn't stop Nathan from banging on the bathroom door. "Come on, Sophia, no. I swear I'll take you home." The bathroom is small and smells horrible. I stand in the center with my hands plastered to my side so I don't touch anything. "Go away. I have a friend picking me up." He argues with me half-heartedly while I just ignore him. I'm thankful that he doesn't test the fragile lock on the door. Finally, I hear him say, "Whatever." Then it's quiet. A few minutes later, There's another knock on the door. Hon, he's gone if you want to come out. I hesitate, then open the door a crack. The woman pulls out a stool and puts it next to the counter. Have a seat while you wait for your ride. I thank her and keep my gaze trained on the floor. As I walk over to the counter, I check my phone and see a text from Wes saying that he's on his way. Relief flows through me. Want to talk about it, sweetie? The woman asks. Man, that's like bad for her. It's basically porn. I'm about to tell her no, but for some reason I start talking and don't stop. I tell her about Griffin and the dates and Nana and 100 Hands Harold and Wes and Margot and the baby. She doesn't seem shocked by my word vomit, just nods along and lights another cigarette. Show this boy that brought you here. Nathan, I say. Yes, Nathan. You think he did that because some evil person told him to? I let out a sharp laugh. The evil Joes, my twin cousins, Joe Lynn and Mary Jo. Evil Joes are evil, I say, mimicking Charlie. I will never doubt him again. The woman nods along. But the boy on his way to pick you up. Wes, he's just a friend. I chew on my bottom lip. Yes, maybe more, maybe not. I don't know for sure. I'm so confused. She takes a little drag, and I watch the fire burn halfway up the cigarette. It's awful nice for that boy to come all this way to pick you up. Do you get to go on one of those dates with him? That's really not up to me, I say. Someone else has to pick him. A frown crosses her face. Well, that doesn't seem right. Lights sweep across the front window of the small gift shop, and I see Wes's truck. But before I can get off my stool, he's barging through the front door. I can tell when he registers the contents of the gift shop because he blushes slightly. Did he pick this place or did the evil Joe? Did he pick this place or did the evil Joes? Wes asks. And where is he? The evil Joes, hon. Alma answers for me. And that boy just left after your friend here locked herself in the bathroom. He moves closer to me. Are you okay? Yes. I can't hop off the stool fast enough. This is just so completely awkward. As we turn to leave, I stop and throw my arms around Alma. Thank you, I say. She hugs me back and whispers, maybe you should be the one picking your date. Once we're out of the shop, I stuff my hands in my pockets. I don't even have words for this, I say in a quiet voice. I don't know anything. I didn't know anything like this existed. He says back, gazing up at the ridiculously large screen. I punch him in the arm, and he looks back at me, blushing. Then I start laughing. Wes joins in, and before long we're both doubled over. Finally, we leave the drive-in and get back on the highway, headed home. Okay, Spill, he says. I give him the rundown. The funny thing is I really think he was as shocked as I was. But even if he was, I couldn't ride back with him. I mean, I've never felt so uncomfortable in my life. Wes shakes his head. I'm glad you called me. What do you think your grandmother is going to say? I was thinking about that almost the entire time I was waiting for Wes. You know, they'll just play dumb and say, Nathan picked the movie. Oh, Nana, we had no idea. And then Maggie May will be like, that boy is a card short of a full deck. We'll be like, that boy is a card short of a full deck. Wes's imitation of my aunt. My aunt's accent is dead on, and I crack up all over again. He throws me his phone. Open the group text and tell them your date is over. Everyone is going to be flip. Everyone is going to flip. I open the group conversation and scroll through the texts where everyone is recounting the bets they made on tonight's date. The majority of my family seems to think that I'll make it until at least 8:30. Seriously? I say to Wes. He grins and shrugs. I turn back to his phone and say, Wes, this is Sophie. Date is over. Date was over approximately 20 minutes ago. His phone starts dinging immediately, but I toss it on the seat. After a few miles, Wes says, I thought I was going to lose it. The whole drive here, you scared the crap out of me. I'm sorry, I say. I should have explained what was going on, but I was so freaked out. This is the second night I've ruined for you. It's all good. I'm glad you called me. He pauses a moment, then adds, You haven't ruined anything. I turn and gaze out the window with the dark night blurring past us. If I'm not careful, Wes is going to completely ruin me. They're here, Wes says, as we pull behind one of the evil Joe's cars. I walk through the front door with Wes right behind me. Mary Jo and Jolynn are sitting on the counter with Nana. Each of them has a slice of apple pie and a scoop of ice cream in front of them. I can tell they're here for damage control, but I can't lie. But I can't let them win like that. Yum, that looks good. Can I get a piece? I turn to Wes. You want one? Of course, he says loudly, winking at me. I never turn down Nana's cooking. Okay, so maybe we're not the best actors. Nana jumps up from her stool and starts fixing us a plate. How was your date? You're back earlier than I expected. Was the movie good? The evil Joes are poised and ready. I grin. I enjoyed it, but I'm not sure Nathan did. He got a little squeamish and had to leave, so I called Wes to pick me up. Jolynn starts to say something, but Mary Jo elbows her in the ribs. Well, that's not good, Nana says, and glances at the evil Joes with a pity look. So, you really liked it? Jolynn says. We thought you would. We figured it would be your kind of movie. Okay, so they want to play dirty? I cocked my head to the side. Actually, there were these two girls in the movie that reminded me a lot of you two. They were really close. And they dressed the same, and like the same things, y'all should go check it out. Wes lets out a sharp laugh, but covers it up quickly, giving me identical withering stares. The evil Joes move away from the counter in perfect unison and hug Nana. "We have to go, Nana. Thanks for the pie," Mary Jo says. "And the ice cream," Jolynn adds. And then they're gone. Wes and I take their spots at the counter, and Nana puts a plate in front of each of us. "So how was it really?" Nana asks, once we hear the front door close. "I love those girls, but they will never come by without their parents." "I love those girls, but they never come by. Well, they never come by without their parents." I felt like I was waiting for disaster to strike. "Nana, it was fine, really." Nana passes by Wes and pats him on the shoulder. "Well, I'm glad she had you to count on. Thank you for picking her up." Just before she leaves the room, she says, "Camille stopped by earlier, if you were curious about tomorrow night." Wes and I swivel around at the same time toward the board. Show your team spirit, because you've got tickets on center ice. Shreveport, Shudbugs versus Odessa Jackalopes. Jackalopes ready at 2:30. Puck drops at 3. "Oh, wow," I say, then read it again. "Is it a hockey game?" I actually had no idea there was a hockey team in Shreveport. Wes nods. "Those games are fun." Not gonna lie, of all the dates I thought Camille would pick out, hockey is absolutely last thing I would have guessed. Aunt Camille's complete and utter love of animals are a well-known fact, so I would have put my money on a date taking place at a shelter. So do you go to their games?" I ask. I want to kick myself when I hear the breathless way I asked him that. I need to have a serious talk with myself. Sometimes my dad's company is one of the sponsors. He looks at me a second and then adds, "Maybe I'll see if Olivia and Charlie want to go." Before I can even think about how big of a distraction it would be, Olivia and Charlie come bounding through the back kitchen door. Speak of the devil. "So you sent a text that says your date might murder you, and then we don't hear anything until you text from Wes's phone?" Olivia says. "Definitely gonna need some details." I hold up a hand and shush her. "Tonight has been interesting." "So what happened?" Charlie asks as he steals my plate and finishes off my pie. Wes tells them everything before I get a chance. Charlie nods understandingly. Oh, Charlie nods knowingly. I told y'all. Evil. Yes, Charlie. I will never doubt you again. Of all the ways I thought dinner in a movie could go wrong, one that never occurred to me. Olivia moves closer to the board, then spins around with wide eyes. Oh, yay! Let's go too. Wes, get tickets from your dad, she says. Maybe we can sit close together. Yeah, it's going to be very distracting.